Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Scaredy Cast. I am joined here today with my co-host, Caitlin.
Howdy.
That's Caitlin. I'm Aaron, and today we just got out of the Halloween Kills movie, and that was something.
I enjoyed it.
That movie was pretty good. We, as of right now, looking at it, I think you said it had 40-something% on.
Yeah, it was 40-something% on Rotten Tomatoes and like a 6.4 on the other, like 6.4 out of 10.
IMDb or something. Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was pretty good. If I had to give it a personal number, I'd say like 8.
I give it like an 8.5 out of 10.
Respectable. I thought there was definitely some things that were kind of inconsistent about it, and we'll get into that later. And real quick, if you're new here, which is everybody, because I goofed up and we didn't put the first episode of the podcast up yet. The way we're going to do this is we're going to open up with a spoiler-free review of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll dive into the plot, kind of go over it a little bit. This movie, not so much, because we just kind of saw it in one go. Couldn't really pick up too much. Our notes are very disgusting. We took them in the theater.
Dark as shit.
Dark as shit theater. Pretty fire. I'd say, also, our audience was kind of fun.
I liked our audience.
They weren't obnoxiously loud, but when there were funny things on screen, people laughed.
Yeah.
And when there were some gory stuff, you heard people's reaction.
Yeah. The thing that bothered me is when they stood up to go to the bathroom, but...
Yeah. I mean, I had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, but you didn't go at an important part. I noticed people were going right in the middle of stuff.
That's fire. Maybe they were scared.
Ooh. Maybe.
Yeah. Alright, so spoiler-free review. I'd say that obviously you need to watch the Halloween movies. There's only 2 that you need to watch, though. Right now, in this current reboot era we're in of horror movies, Halloween Kills is no exception. The first Halloween movie back when 1978,
Yeah.
I want to say, something like that. That's the first one, and then everything else kind of got ignored. And then Halloween in 2018 came out, and this is the sequel to that. So this is the third, I guess, in the Danny McBride.
Yeah,
John
because
Carpenter.
it's not a full reboot, because they keep this, it's not a full reboot, but it definitely feels, I don't know.
Like it, yeah. It's a reset. It ignores everything except for the first movie.
Yeah.
And so I do feel, if you do not watch the first movie, you're going to miss some things, and if you definitely didn't see the 2018 Halloween, you're definitely going to, you're definitely not going to know what's going on. But that out of the way, I think putting in the hours to watch those movies is kind of worth it. I watched the original Halloween about a week ago, and I gotta say, I didn't really like it. I thought it was kind of boring.
Really?
I thought it was kind of boring.
So, I'm one of those people that haven't seen the original Halloween,
Ooh,
but I watched the one before this one.
the 2018 version?
Yeah, I watched the 2018, so I kind of have a grip on what's going on, and just from basic knowledge from the movies,
Yeah.
I kind of know the relationship between Michael and the town and everything, but
Mm-hmm.
definitely would have helped to seen the first one.
Yeah. And at some points, if you haven't seen the first one, the movie does kind of baby you a little bit. They're like, here's this character. Ooh, flashback. This is who they were.
That was helpful.
That will help you.
That was helpful.
For sure. But yeah, so I kind of I gave a little Snapchat review too. I put 8 out of 10. Very gory. This movie is mean.
Oh my god, and I loved every second of it.
This movie is so mean. All the kills in this movie, there's a lot. They're brutal, and
Yeah.
Michael doesn't give a shit who you are. You die.
No, it definitely doesn't have a preference.
Yep. He'll and it's gory and it's bad, and we'll get into that when we go over the plot.
Yeah.
And I mean, this movie was generally scary too. There were parts that I was kind of squeamish at,
See, I think I like watching this movie today. I found my like genre of horror.
Yeah.
Because I loved every second of like the gory grossness of it.
Yeah.
I didn't really get scared. I think there was a couple jump scares that like, you know, made me flinch or whatever, but like
Yeah.
I really liked it though. Like I like the goriness of it because it's like ugh, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I would definitely say if you're squeamish, stay away from this one.
Don't watch it.
Don't watch
Don't
this
watch
movie.
it at all.
Yeah, stay like a light post away from it, or a light fixture away. I don't know. I'm trying to make a joke. But, yeah. But yeah. So I think that's pretty much all we have to say about it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, go watch the movie if you're watching this podcast. It's in theaters right now. I don't think it's streaming anywhere, but I could be wrong. So definitely go watch it. Solid movie.
Yeah.
All right. This is your warning. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Spoiler time. Yeah.
Spoilers.
I don't know why I did the jazz hands. It was kind of
Jazz
strange.
hands.
Yeah. But yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get into that. Before we get into that, though, we were watching previews, and I had to take my first note already. This has nothing to do with the movie, but they're doing a I Know What You Did Last Summer remake.
Never seen it.
You've never seen it?
No.
Okay, it's a pretty good movie. Also, the remake looks terrible, but it's on Amazon, and we can watch it. I'd be down. But the reason I'm bringing this up is because they had fucking Olivia Rodrigo singing the music.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
It was, the song is Brutal, and it's off of her new album. And I think I just got into her like a week ago, and I thought that was kind of funny. And it was also super cringe. It's brutal out here as people are getting fucking stabbed. Pretty funny. But, you know, that's just a little thing. We might cover that. But, that out of the way. Let's get into the movie.
Okay. So, the movie picks up like right where it left off from the first one. You know, like, I don't remember characters' names.
Cameron, the dude,
yes,
the boyfriend?
The boyfriend, played by Dylan Arnold. Immediately opens up with him in, like, the costume, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the costume from the last movie that he was in. And that's kind of one of those examples where you really need to, like, see this first, like, the 2018 one to know where it's going on, because they don't hold back. They just go straight into it.
For sure. Yeah, so he's walking around, he's calling his friend who we saw get fucking impaled in the first movie on a fence. Pretty cool. And he's walking around trying to find his friend, and he finds Officer Hawkins, right?
Yes.
He finds Officer Hawkins, and he's laying on the ground, and he's holding his neck. But, you know, plot twist. He's alive. The first movie, we thought he was dead as fuck.
Oh, yeah, because he died pretty early in the first movie, right? Well, not like early, but there was still more of the movie to happen.
There was a lot more Michael action at the end of the movie.
Yeah.
He wasn't there for it all.
Yeah, so he was there for a solid minute.
Yeah.
He should have died.
Yeah, because he didn't get stabbed in the jugular, obviously, or else he would have bled out and, like, drowned. But, like,
it was close to it.
That man's a survivor.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But, this is when it's helpful for somebody who hasn't seen the first, like, the original Halloween movie, the 70s one or whatever. When did it come out?
I believe 78. While you're talking, I can fact check that.
The reason I say that is because Cameron gets to Hawkins. He's calling for help, trying to, like, keep him from bleeding out, whatever. And in this moment, it cuts to a flashback of Hawkins' involvement with Michael in the past, like when he was a young cop, which is, like, really helpful for somebody who may not know the story. I don't know if they cover that in the original Halloween. They don't.
So, like I said, I've only seen the, like, original, like, first Halloween movie, and that is not a part. I think that scene takes place after So the original Halloween movie ends, and it was in 1978. So if you haven't watched it, you've had ample time.
Yeah. My bad.
Yeah, fuck you. The movie ends with Michael getting away, and he's still in the neighborhood. But I think the conclusion that they're drawing here is whenever Michael got away after he was like thrown out of a window and he like runs off, the police eventually catch him because he goes back to his house. And this was back in the day. So like back in the day, these two guys were going through the Michael Myers house directly after the murders of the original movie, and they're like investigating, trying to find Michael.
Yeah.
And as they're going through the house, the dude's like making a comment about like how Michael always was looking through the window like he was trying to find something.
Yeah, that's right, because the dude that Hawkins is paired up with makes the comment of like when he was a kid, his mom would make him go over and hang out with Michael, but all Michael would do was stare out the window.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's like a little flashback to that.
Yeah.
And so they're going through the house looking to find Michael, and he's standing there, he's staring out the window, and then Michael, comes out of nowhere and he's like, "Hey, that's my window.
That's my spot."
So yeah, Michael's holding this guy kind of hostage, which is a pretty not Michael move. I honestly thought he was gonna die before the cop. Do you want to go ahead and talk about that scene?
So, Hawkins' partner is, like Aaron said, standing in the spot where Michael used to stand and stare out the window. And Michael comes up behind him, like, grabs him, so they start fighting, and you think he's going to be, like, instantly dead. But then Hawkins kind of gets... It's one of those moments where he's like, oh, just in time. Comes into the room, and that's when Michael holds Hawkins' partner hostage. He's like sitting there, got him turned around, and I can't remember if he had like a knife to his neck or something.
No, he's just holding him.
Okay. And Hawkins is trying to get Michael to let go of his partner, because, Michael's using his partner as like a body shield, and Hawkins just eventually shoots his partner right in the neck.
This dude fucking misses. He whiffs.
Yeah, he whiffed his shot.
He fucking is trying to shoot Michael. He shoots his partner in the fucking neck. And then Michael just starts walking away.
Yeah.
He doesn't even go for Hawkins. He just, lets him kill his partner. And then Michael starts walking down the stairs and he just leaves the house.
Yeah.
And Hawkins is, sitting there chasing him with a fucking pistol, but he's missing all his shots.
Yeah, and then he goes back to his friend and tries to save him. But it doesn't work out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course.
Yeah. I think it's kind of funny how in the original or in the past, he shoots his partner in the throat and his partner bleeds out, and then in the future he'll get stabbed in the neck, but he won't. I think it's pretty cool little parallel to draw there.
Yeah. And then by this point, the rest of the cops are all outside surrounding the house. So Michael just walks down the stairs of his house, and there he is on his front yard with all these cops surrounding him, and the doctor too, right?
Yeah, the original doctor. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is kind of the end of that flashback, and that explains how Michael got back into solitary confinement.
Yeah.
For the new timeline.
Yeah. Because that's where we start out in the 2018 movie.
Yeah. And then we get a cut to a bar. And, right?
Yeah, I'm just trying to double check, make sure my notes are
Yeah. So we wind up at a bar, and two people from Halloween 2018 are there. They're chilling. They were just kind of background characters or whatever. But they're here at this bar, and they're watching this talent show, and a group of assholes kind of comes up behind them, and then one of the assholes goes up on stage, and surprise, it's Tommy motherfucking Doyle.
Tommy Doyle.
Tommy Doyle.
I didn't write down his actor.
Yeah. Basically, if you didn't watch the original, Tommy Doyle is the kid that Laurie Strode was babysitting.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that.
Okay. you know, he's all grown up here. He's chilling with a bunch of his, like, friends. But funny enough, all of his fucking friends are just people who have survived Michael.
I feel like that number should be way smaller.
Yeah. So, I don't know why, but they got the chick back who was just driving a car in the original. And that's, like, the only time you really ever, like, see her. So, she's one of his friends. Then the other girl that he's with is the other girl that she was babysitting, because in the original Michael kills like the other babysitter, and so Laurie takes in the girl.
Oh, okay.
So basically, fuck, I don't even remember her name, but whatever, you know. So there's that girl, and there's Tommy, and those are the kids that are grown up. They're in this group, and then there's another fucking guy. His name is Lonnie, and we find out that Lonnie is actually Cameron's dad.
Lonnie, played by Robert Longstreet.
Robert Longstreet.
Yeah, which this scene was nice because this is like one of those things where, like, granted, I didn't know that dude was the one that Laurie babysat.
Yeah.
But we get to hear like the story of the survivors because he goes up on stage and tells the story of Michael and we basically get like little flashbacks of who each person is, like, because they flashback with the lady in the car, so that's kind of nice for somebody who hasn't seen the original.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, we just chill at the bar with these guys. We get kind of introduced to some of our new main characters, and then next thing you know, he's giving this cool speech about Laurie, and then it cuts to Laurie and her daughter and her granddaughter in the back of a truck. And they're going to the hospital because, like, this takes place directly after Halloween 2018.
Yeah. And
fucking... wee-woo.
Yeah.
The fucking firefighters are driving by.
Yeah, that was crazy because Laurie's in, like, the back of this car, like, this truck, you know, bleeding out, and they're trying to keep her from doing so or whatever, and then, like, as the truck goes, the fire trucks just go behind it, and Laurie's like, no, just let him die or some shit
let
like
him
that.
Let him burn.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
So the firefighters get to the house, and they start doing their fireman duties, where they're spraying the inside of the house, trying to get the flames out, going through, like, walking through the house, and if you remember... in the 2018 one, Michael is locked, like, down below the house in, like,
in the basement, yeah.
In the basement. So he should be, like, in there burning to death currently, but firefighters had to ruin that, so it's fine.
The firefighters go to save Michael. One actually falls through the floor, and we get a really... That's okay. So when I say this movie is mean, it's like not only are the people they killing mean, but it's also like in a mean way. Like, you have firefighters who are typically like heroes, and they represent good and innocence.
Yeah.
And they're just trying to do their best to, like, fucking, you know, stop this house from burning down, and they're also trying to, like, save somebody who's, like, in a fucking burning house. And one guy falls through the floor, he sees Michael, and he's like, oh shit.
Yeah, because I can't remember how he died.
He gets the original weapon, I fucking forget what it is. It's not an axe, but it's like a...
machete?
No, it's not a machete. It's like a... fuck. It's really hard to explain these murder weapons. They'll get easier as it goes on, because Michael is knife, but... it's like a pickaxe mixed with like a axe type deal.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I don't know. But so he takes this thing and he just starts fucking caving this guy's skull in.
Yeah.
It's pretty brutal.
And the fireman, like, had already went over his radio and said, hey, fallen, can't get up, need help. And he's got, like, this alarm thing to alert people. So, like, people are looking for this firefighter. And this other dude sees the hole where the other firefighter fell in and sticks his hand down there to get his firefighter man, buddy, pal, to grab it, and there's Michael.
Michael grabs his hand, and then that's kind of all we see of that guy, but he's dead as fuck.
He is so dead.
And then we get this fucking chef's kiss scene. Michael walks outside the house, and these fucking people know what's up.
Yeah.
Michael's standing there, he's got a bloody ass tool, and you see all the other firefighters that are lined up, and they're like, fuck, guess we gotta do this.
They're holding axes and shit.
They're holding axes. One's got a fucking circular saw.
Yeah.
Another one's got a fucking hose, and Michael's like, all these firefighters, I'm just gonna fucking kill them all. And there's a few.
Yeah, so this scene is one of my like favorite cinematic scenes like in this movie, because the first firefighter like outside to go is the dude, and he's just like holding a hose spraying Michael off like, yes, this is gonna work. And then Michael like bashes his like little face mask in, and then that's where we get some of like we get like the POV through the smashed mask of Michael like killing these other firefighters. And then like
really cool shot.
He takes the dude's like circular saw and like uses it on him or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, this is like quite a few. And one of my complaints was like, just gang up on him.
Yeah, but it's Michael Myers.
It is Michael Myers, but these guys all try it 1v1 and they just fucking die.
Yeah.
A whole fucking brigade, I don't fucking know. A whole group of firefighters just get fucking murked.
Yeah, I do want to mention, just because like this is the time where we see what's her name's Laurie's house like again since the last movie. I really like how she booby trapped the fuck out of her house for Michael. Like, it is so cool.
Yeah, her house was really dope. And then it's set on fire. And,
yeah.
Rest in peace, house. So then after that, there's like a scene where the family's kind of like talking and they're kind of like grieving about the husband / dad / son-in-law, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, like, you know, that just, it's just a scene.
Yeah, so...
Pretty okay acting, you know, nothing like too crazy.
No. The big thing, and stop me if I skipped a scene in between the one that we were just talking about, the next thing on my notes is I had no idea that the daughter kept the knife from the previous movie.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I'd like, it didn't register in my mind that she had, like, kept the knife, because then we see it again in the hospital room.
Yeah.
So I had no idea. She's
prepared. She doesn't seem stupid, but as we go throughout this movie, she's fucking stupid.
Stupid.
Don't let it... Great actress. I saw an interview that she did with Dead Meat. She seems like a really nice person, but her character in this movie, it's kind of fucking dumb.
Daughter Allison, and her actress is Andy Matichak. I'm gonna just not butcher that one.
Fire. Okay. Alright, so after this little hospital scene, we get this elderly couple, right? Or it's insinuated that it's a couple, and they're chilling. You get this old ass lady who's flying a drone.
Oh my god.
She's flying this drone. She's chilling.
She doesn't look like she's at like the age where she should be like flying these little drones, but it's funny.
Yeah, and you know, they're talking about like, oh, our neighbor Laurie Strode, her house is on fire. What a crazy fucking lunatic.
And then she's like, don't talk bad about her. She'll like beat the fuck out of you or something like that.
Something. And so yeah, she crashes her drone into a wall, and then the dude walks over and like starts to control it, but fucking Michael picks that shit up and like throws it like across the room into a chair. Yeah,
because she had crashed it into like a different room where it was dark.
Yeah.
And then the dude grabs the controller, tries to get it to fly or whatever, and then the drone just like like right in front of them. So of course the dude's like, what the fuck was that?
I'm gonna go check it out.
I'm gonna go investigate.
And so yeah, this dude's like walking through, and Michael pops out through this glass fucking door, grabs him by the neck, and just starts fucking smashing his head into a wall.
That poor old dude too.
But we have the old lady, and she's trying to get out. She's trying to run away, but she can't open the door. And Michael's like walking up to her, and she's like, "I'm gonna grab this knife and maybe defend myself."
Maybe. Poor old lady. I'll let you describe this
You
scene.
want me to describe this one?
Yes.
Okay. Michael grabs a light fixture, or like, you know those light bulbs that are like long?
The fluorescent.
Fluorescent lights, I guess. So he grabs it, he like takes it from the kitchen sink, smashes it on the countertop, and then fucking jabs it through this poor woman's throat. And she lives for so long.
She didn't even get a chance to use that knife.
Dude, she just got fucking... Oh!
And the like next part of this scene is like, I don't know, I guess it's to like show the kind of more like psychotic part of Michael, because like she lives like a little bit.
She lives a while.
Yeah, she lives a while. I don't know if I'd call it like living, but like she's alive.
She's physically present.
Yeah.
She's like gasping. She's like, okay, she's twitching. She's
she's gasping, like breathing, like she's not even. But in the like, she's basically watching Michael take her husband, put him on a table, and then just like start stabbing him with multiple knives.
testing to see which knife he likes the best.
Oh, I didn't think about it that way.
I just figured that's kind of like what it was.
Ooh, I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah,
I figured he was
really
just making
knife.
some art or some shit.
He's just chilling. He's like, man, poke-a-mole or whack-a-mole, but like with bones and I don't know. But yeah, my man was, I think he was probably testing to see like what knife would be like best for working people.
I guess so. I didn't think about that. But he just like sit there and just like leaves the knife and the dude and his, what I'm assuming is elderly dying wife is sitting there watching it happen.
Yeah.
As she dies.
She's just bleeding out from her neck and a lot of neck shit. And I don't like that. I don't like the neck shit that they do in horror, action, all that shit. Neck shit, I don't like
it's
neck shit.
It's a very important area.
It is a very important area, and I don't like it when that shit gets fucked with. Ooh, okay. So we go back to the bar, and spoiler alert, Don's like, oh shit, Michael's here, and he's, fucking about, and we get this scene with this, the nurse and doctor. Their names aren't really important because, they're just kind of characters.
They're just like a younger couple who are out at the bar dressed up for Halloween, basically.
Yeah, so we have the nurse and the doctor, and they are seeing the events that have happened over the course of Halloween 2018 on the news, and they're like, oh shit, he was on our street. So they get in there, they go to get in their car and leave, but Michael is in the back seat of their car, but not really Michael. It's some guy.
Yeah, 'cause, the husband like left something in the bar, and he's like, even though he's seeing all this stuff happen on the TV, he's like, no, just go ahead, go to the car, I'll be back. Never a good idea.
But he is an actual, like... So I imagine that stethoscopes are probably, like, medical equipment that might be expensive. I don't know. But, like...
Yeah, but he could have had, like, her go in with him.
I guess, but, I mean, he didn't think that... I don't know. There's no really excuse. I mean, it wasn't even Michael, to be fair.
No. So the wife lady, gets into their car and goes to start it, and then Michael Myers is in the back seat of her car. Yeah,
or it's really just this insane guy who...
Yeah, it's one of the insane dudes that escaped on the bus crash in the Halloween 2018 one.
Yeah, and this is going to be like a whole little subplot, but I mean, it doesn't really... It's kind of whatever. It's a subplot.
Yeah.
But so they all kind of go into the bar, and everybody at the bar is like, let's go fuck up Michael Myers, let's kill him. And Tommy, or not Tommy, I want to call him Tommy Jarvis, but he is Tommy. He's Tommy Doyle. The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy Jarvis is Friday the 13th.
Oh, okay.
He's that guy. But Tommy Doyle is in the bar, and he grabs a baseball bat, and he's gonna go fuck up Michael, but it's not really Michael, and it doesn't really matter because he just kind of runs away.
Yeah, but it's important to note that the characters don't know that it's not Michael because of like this little subplot that we have. Because the dude, like, he doesn't get close enough to the car to see if it's Michael or not, and the person in the car drives the car away, crashes it into like a
like a fuse box or something.
Yeah, and then of course when they go to look in the car, there's nobody in there. So they 100% believe or think that it's Michael that was in that car, but it wasn't.
Nope, it was not. And so, going forward into the next scene, we have this really cute gay couple. I love them so much. And they're chilling. Their character names are Big John and Low John. And Big John is upstairs and he's listening to some little spooky music. He's chilling. Spooky music. And then Lil John's like, hey, get your ass down here. We're going to watch a movie or something.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they get like a knock on their door. And this little girl comes up. And she's like, you put razor blades in our candy. Come save my friend. Yeah, they had like the vomit and like this kid's bleeding out of his mouth or whatever. Mm-hmm. And so there's a razor blade off in like a pile of throw up or something. Yeah, and so they go over to save this kid that they totally put a fucking razor blade into their candy, and their door shuts to the front of their house. And they're like, what was that? But it was just another fuck ass kid, and we learned that, oh shit, this is just a fucking prank, and those kids were just stealing their candy, and that's what happens, and the kids run away. Yeah, but this is where, I guess, like, you find out that this gay couple is living in Michael Myers' house. Yeah. Because they try to scare these kids. They're like, do you know whose house this is? This is Michael Myers. Michael fucking Myers. And he killed these many teenagers, so this gay couple, they popped a squat in Michael's old house. They know, too. That's kind of fire. They're like, fuck you, Michael, we're taking over. Yeah. Despite knowing that he's like a real fucking guy. And still alive. It's a nice fucking house, though. I mean, especially with the gay guys. It very nicely. It's pretty gay. I'm about it. But, yeah, and that's kind of that. The next note I have is I love Judy Greer. Oh, wait, hold on. I think... That's the mom, Karen. Yeah. That's Carol. Karen. It's Karen? I think it's Karen. That's what the cast list said. Bruh. Okay, I'm going to correct you on this. But I think they go into the hospital, right? Do you have, like, what happens next? After the prank? Oh, it's, so basically after the prank or whatever... Oh, God, it gets kind of fuzzy because I was really focusing on the movie. It cuts back, basically, in short, to everybody that was in the bar and, like, all the survivors from, Michael in the past are deciding to band together and get as many people together to hunt for Michael, because like on the news and stuff they find out that Michael is out and alive and he's still on his killing spree. So they decide to band together, get weapons, people, all that. Yeah. And I guess at one point Judy Greer is screaming, but I love Judy Greer. She's such a good fucking actress. But yeah, that's my note for that whole scene. I guess nothing else was really flashy. Yeah, I just kind of band together. I just put everyone banding together is an interesting take. Yeah. Because I do remember from the previous Halloween movie and from what I know from the original Halloween movie, Michael Myers is like the predator. He goes hunts and like kills people, hunts people, whatever. Mm-hmm. And now these people are kind of flipping the role and trying to do the same to him. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. Yeah. So after this hospital scene, we go to a park and there are kids swinging. It's the kids who pulled the prank a little bit earlier. Mm-hmm. And, there were 3 kids. Now there's only 2. And, oh, fuck. Yeah, so one of the survivors, she's like telling these kids it's not safe out here, y'all need to run, whatever, and these kids are like,
yo, there's this dude in a mask, like, playing hide and seek with us. He's, like, hiding behind trees and shit.
Our friend went to go look, and that's what he's doing right now. And they're like, oh, look, there he is right now. And everybody turns around, and this dude's got a fucking kid's head in his hands.
Yeah, the mask that the kid was wearing.
Yeah.
I don't know if his head was in it, but maybe.
I mean, it was like, I guess, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'm tripping. I remember it like his whole head was still in the thing, but I
it could have been.
But yeah, so this, the kids fucking run because, like, you know, if Michael's mean, he'll fucking kill. I mean, these kids kind of are little shits, but
yeah,
kill the fucking kid. The kids run away, and the lady from the first movie who was like driving the car at the beginning of the movie, she is stuffing a pillowcase with bricks because she's gonna use it to attack Michael. But the other people who were in the car with her and kind of drove over to the playground where the kids were swinging at were the nurse, the doctor, and the girl that Lori babysitted in the first movie.
Okay.
And so everyone's like aware that Michael is here now, and so Michael's like climbing on top of the car and he's like fucking with him.
Yeah.
Oh my god! So this fucking kid. Can you look up the character's name real quick?
Yeah.
If you don't mind.
Which one?
The girl that Lori babysat. But yeah, so she's like in the front seat. She's got a little pistol, and she's trying to shoot Michael, but she is fucking terrible. She also doesn't count her bullets. But at one point, and this is why I
Was it Marion?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks like it. This lady.
Yes.
Yes.
Marion. Okay. So and this is why I think it was a whole head in the mask, is because when he slings the fucking thing down at the windshield like cracks from it.
Right.
And then she shoots it, and then like blood comes.
Yeah, that's right.
So I think that she kind of just shoots this kid's fucking head.
Yeah.
As Michael's like on top of the car fucking with him.
Yeah, and this lady should not have a gun in her hands because, like, obviously you want the car, like, as secure as possible, and she's over here shooting every single window out of the car.
Exactly. She's like giving him literally windows of opportunity to attack them. It's fucking ridiculous. But so, yeah. She
dies first in the car.
Yeah, she dies first. Michael, like, she goes to fucking shoot him because Michael's like, okay, I've been counting your bullets, you haven't, you're out. He doesn't say that, obviously, but, like, she goes to shoot him, and he fucking... he's, like, listening to the gun click because she doesn't have any ammo, and then he just starts fucking gutting her.
Yeah.
And it's pretty brutal. So that's the first kid that is grown up that Michael has fucking murked.
Yeah, and next the dude and his wife, the doctor and the nurse, she gets out of the car first.
She runs away.
She runs away, and the dude is still in the car, and Michael...
Okay, this guy tries.
He tries.
He's got his little stethoscope or whatever that he came back for, so it did have use, technically. But not really. He reaches in the front seat, he's fucking pulling on Michael's head, and then fucking...
Michael takes his knife and just right into the dude's eyeball. Oh my god. And it's not like an instant kill either, because he's got like the little, like, whatever the fuck, like twitch or whatever you want to call it, but like...
Yeah. And this scene is very similar to Scream 4, in which one of the rando police officers, you know, it's based off of like things that can happen that are like actually scary in real life, where if you get stabbed in the head, sometimes your brain doesn't realize that you're dead, if that makes sense. Which, yeah. So like the doctor or the nurse is like sitting there, and he's got the knife in his fucking brain, and he's still living, and he's kind of like realizing it, and he's just kind of like shaking. Yeah. He's still there. This movie's mean.
And then here comes his wife with a fucking desert eagle.
Oh my god, what the fuck is this? What the fuck is this scene?
So she's like, I don't know where the fuck she ran off to, but she comes running back to the car, shooting basically without even fucking aiming.
And she's like, kind of like trying to pop him, and she's like fucking full on. She's like trying to. If you've ever played MKX, it's like when Aaron Black is like running at you with pistols. Like, it doesn't make any fucking sense, but she's trying it, you know?
Yeah.
Good on her.
Yeah, so she finally gets, like, close enough to maybe hit a shot on Michael.
She's fucking... And keep in mind, earlier on in the scene, she's, like, taking the gun away from her husband because she's like, I know how to use this. Yeah. You don't even know how to use this. Let me take this gun because I know how to use it. So she goes to fucking shoot him.
Hands out. Michael sees this, kicks the car door, hits her gun faces her, and she shoots herself in the head, point blank range with a Desert Eagle.
That shit was so fucking funny, and Michael was just like looking at her the whole time like, okay, Michael's mask is phenomenal in this movie. It looks really great. It's, you know, old, it looks worn down.
It's got like the burn marks from the house fire.
Exactly. And fucking, you know, it's like a very blank looking mask, but to like look at him in that moment, it's kind of like a what the fuck are you trying to do type thing. It's just like the way his mask looks, it makes it even look funnier. It's like, is this chick fucking stupid? she runs at me with a gun and then I just fucking and she shoots herself. And I mean, like, that's realistically what would happen.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie though, I kind of laughed in the theater.
I think everybody laughed. We had quite a few people that are...
I thought it, like, obviously it was gruesome and, like, damn, but, like, it was funny.
It was fast. I think because it was fast, too, it added to the fucking humor of it. It was just like it
was instant.
Type deal. Funny. Funny as fuck. But yeah, so doctor, nurse, and then the one of the original girls that Lori babysat is dead now.
Yes. No.
Yes. And then the other chick runs up. She has bricks in the pillowcase. She tries to smack Michael Myers, but obviously doesn't do anything. She gets away, though, and as far as she lives...
Yeah, she hides, like, under a river bank or whatever, which Michael could have totally seen her if he had just, like, turned his head. But she survives. She hides from him. And then the rest of the people that come... Like, the rest of the people that have, like, band together get to the park. And I noted Michael made, like, a scene with everybody's body, like, that he had killed.
Yeah.
Because I think this is where he stepped out to, like, use the bathroom, and then he came, like, right back. He had two people on the, like, merry-go-round, and he had, like, candy scattered around them.
Yeah.
And then, the other person was hanging by the swing set or something. Yeah, hanging by the swing set with a mask on, like a kid's Halloween mask on. Which leads us into our next scene. They're back in the hospital, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they're back in the hospital. Lori finds out that Michael is not dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, she finds out that he's not dead, and she's like, oh, you know, we gotta kill him, whatever.
Yeah, and by this point, Officer Hawkins has moved into the same room as Lori. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but they're there together, so she's talking to him about it.
Yeah. And then, she's like, because she's stubborn and wants him dead, she, like, just had, like, this big open surgery, because she had, like, gotten stabbed in the stomach or whatever, and she's, like, getting herself ready. And oh my god, like, out of all the gruesome shit that happens in this movie, she takes, like, a fucking, like, the liquid medicine thing or whatever, fills a syringe with it, and then she's like, oh, this takes the pain away or whatever, and stabs it into her, like, freshly sewn up wound, and that's what got me. That's what made me, like, no. Yeah. I said the stabbing herself with the needle hurts.
Yeah, the way she kind of, like, winces is kind of like, like, ooh, gross.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Yeah. Some more hospital stuff happens, right? The next note I have is two gays.
Oh yeah, my next note is Michael returns home.
Okay, cool. So we're at the same scene.
Yeah.
At this point, I kind of like got a lot more loose with my notes, so
Yeah.
probably gonna lose a lot of plot points here, but it's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're back at Michael's house, and the two gays are, they're in love. They're just chilling on the couch, holding hands, fucking eating honey, getting high.
Yeah.
Cool. It's a pretty fucking cool ass motherfucking house too.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so they're getting like pranked again, or what they think is getting pranked, and Michael breaks into their house, and hold up, I want to make sure. Yeah, okay. So they're kind of like doing like a little chase back and forth thing with Michael, where Michael is like hiding in the house, and they're trying to find him. Big John and Little John are trying to find him, and they have this like really cute moment before they go upstairs, and they're like, "All right, Little John, I got my knife," and Big John's like, Little John's like, "All right, Big John, I got my knife," and they have like, Big John has a little knife, and Little John has a bigger knife, and it's just like a really cute. They have like matching like killing. They're so cute. I love them.
Yeah, I enjoyed their presence.
They were maybe some of my favorite characters. I just kind of liked how like wholesome they were.
Yeah, so they start going through the house trying to find Michael, or they don't even know it's Michael yet. Well, no, they do, because they think they think the kids are pranking him again. That's how he ends up getting in the house.
They think they have a home invader. I don't think they know that it's specifically Michael because of the line that Lil John uses later.
Yeah.
But they know that somebody's in their house because they see blood on the wall, so they know it's a home intruder and not just like some fuck ass kid pulling a prank.
So they start going through this the house, and the whole time they're kind of doing like a little Marco Polo thing where he's like Big John, and then Little John will be like Little John, or like whatever. They go back and forth
just to make sure they're still alive, which is a really cool system, and like it shows that these characters are not stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, even though they're like fucking high out of their mind right now, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're still like competent. They're not fucking idiot characters, which I appreciate. You know what I don't appreciate though?
What's that?
Big John getting fucking murked.
Dude, yeah, no. So I can't remember how he originally gets attacked.
He gets fucking stabbed in the armpit.
Yeah, stabbed in the armpit, and then Michael takes his hands to this dude's face and pushes in his eyeballs with his thumbs, and ugh.
It's not fun.
Ugh.
His eyeballs pop out.
Yeah.
And he fucking just keeps dragging his thumbs in there, and then he's.
That's one of the gays.
Big John.
Dead.
Big John's fucking dead.
Big
old John.
Big John's dead. So then that leaves us Little John. And
Little John's like, Big John, where you at?
Yeah, and then, if I remember correctly, Michael is standing in front of the window.
Yeah.
Michael's standing in front of the window, Little John walks in, and he's
Michael, you're home.
Yeah, Michael, you've come home. But we don't see him die. But, he dies.
He definitely dies, but it's an off-screen thing.
Yeah.
Oh, and then we get a little flashback to the past, and Officer Hawkins saves Michael Myers from being executed publicly in front of. So the way that the other flashback ended, where Michael's standing out there on the front lawn, apparently the main doctor, was gonna shoot him in the back of the head and put him out of his misery and kind of end it all, but Officer Hawkins is like, no, all life is precious or whatever type deal, and saves Michael's life. Despite Michael being the reason that he killed his partner, and his partner died for nothing.
Pretty much. So this is all Hawkins' fault.
Yeah, he tells Laurie, he's like, listen, I fucked up. This is my bag of shit. He's not after you.
Especially watching the 2018 Halloween movie and not really knowing too much about the first one, that's how it's portrayed to somebody who doesn't really know the movies that well. It's portrayed that, he is after Laurie, and everybody else that he kills on the way is kind of just there,
But he's not even.
Yeah.
He's going to his house, and that's about it. His connection is to his house.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I had another note, but I had like written on top of a note, so I have no idea what it says.
It's all good. But yeah, so this is all kind of like going in the hospital, you know. Hawkins is telling Laurie, like, he's not after you. But then we get the insane guy who was here earlier. He's like bleeding out of his head because he got into that car crash, and he's going to the hospital to get help.
And there's like a shit ton of people in the hospital. They're like, because at this point they're all like banding together still and wanting to kill Michael, and there's like a fuck ton of people in this hospital, like half the town at least, if not the whole town.
Yeah.
And then this insane guy shows up to the hospital. Everybody sees him and thinks that it's Michael,
which is fucking stupid.
That's where I had a question, because, you know, I haven't seen the original Halloween movie, but like I know that there's some people that, like, because they know his name, they know what he looked like, because in the Halloween 2018 movie, when he was in like the insane asylum or wherever he was at, he didn't have his mask on. So like people knew what his face looked like. How could they think that random insane dude was Michael Myers?
Well, to be fair, I don't think that many people would have known what he looked like older.
I guess so.
But the thing I will say is, I still don't think you can. There's no way that you look at this guy and you're like, oh, that's Michael. Michael would not run away. Michael would not. And to be fair, it's all mostly folklore, but I don't think that. I feel like it was just here to have this like B plot about how people are evil.
Yeah, and I mean, but like everybody should know too that like he's not gonna just waltz into the hospital injured with like a cut on his face without his mask, and then when everybody starts to turn on him, you know, him turn around, run away like you said.
I think this B plot was pointless, and that's why I wrote no notes. They have a chase scene in the hospital. Laurie winds back in her bed. That's all that really comes from it.
Yeah, I mean, chase scene. They're chasing the dude through the hospital. Laurie's daughter, Karen, is like, no, you know, because Laurie, Karen, and I think that's it at the moment. They know that it's not Michael.
Yeah.
So they're like, no, it's not Michael, but with this group of people that nobody can hear them, blah, blah, blah. Karen gets alone with the insane dude and, like, traps him between two doorways where he's, like, locked in his own little hallway, and she's gonna try to keep everybody from killing him. That obviously doesn't work. He gets, like, stressed out and scared and worried, and he basically just yeets himself out of a window, out of the hospital, and it's, like, really high up.
He takes a lot of fall damage. He fucking splats and hits the ground.
Yeah.
It looks gory. And he's twitching. He's not dead.
Yeah.
This movie is mean.
Yeah, and the way he dies, too, is, like, you know, he's, like, his arm's, like, disconnected and, like, the back of his head's blown out, but you can still see his face. Another one of those, like, look, it's not Michael type deal.
He's twitching. He's fucked.
Yeah.
He's a poor guy. So, yeah, he's dead. And then everyone's like, oh, how could we have known? Well, if you fucking stopped and listened, I don't get why everyone got so insane. Like, I get it, but I don't get it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know. It was... Hold on. I said the hospital scene was brutal, but unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I'd rate that whole entire plot with this poor guy.
Brutal but unnecessary.
It solely existed to show that, like, people are evil, I guess. Which, I mean, we'll get into... I mean, I kind of... Almost. Okay, so we're at the end of the movie now. I remember this vividly enough to where I don't think I need the notes anymore. Let's fucking go.
Yeah, you look at my notes. I know they can't see it, but, like, you see how I've, like, written on top of notes.
Notes on notes
so
on
I have
notes.
no idea what I wrote anyways.
Okay.
So.
Alright, so after this dude's dead, we get a flash to, guess what? Lonnie, Cameron, and Allison are characters in this movie. You know, we didn't really get to do anything with them at all. They've just kind of been driving around looking for Michael.
Yeah. They figured out, Cameron's dad, figured out that Michael was going back to his house.
Yeah.
So that's where they end up. That's where we, basically cut to next.
Yeah. So they're outside the house, and for some fuck-ass reason, Cameron's dad, his name is Lonnie, he's like, hey, I just realized that on this entire hunt that we've been throughout this night, I'm taking my son and this fucking teenage girl to face a supernatural monster. Well, not a supernatural, but to face this monster guy who's a psychopath and he's a killer and he's killed a lot of people. So he's like, instead of just giving up, instead of taking the kids in there with him and doubling down on his stupidity, he's going to go in alone and try to 1v1 Michael. And it's not like he's going to be tactical about it and sneak in and try to be smart and stealthy.
No, because he walks up to the house and bangs on the door.
This dude is fucking stupid. And that's the last note I wrote.
Dumb.
I wrote, Lonnie is fucking stupid.
Dumb. So dumb.
So he fucking goes inside, and then we hear one gunshot.
It was pretty quick. The kids weren't sitting out in the car long.
Yeah, no. Lonnie's fucking dead instantly, and that's fire. I'm glad. Fucking stupid ass character.
Stupid.
Yeah, but so
of course, Cameron and Allison head into the house, and they're way more strategic about it, They're not trying to make a shit ton of noise and all that.
They're clearing rooms.
And you get a nice little jump scare because they're on the first floor, and there's a closet with a light illuminating from it, and they're like, oh, somebody's in there. Open the door, and it's a shotgun blast, and they shoot a pumpkin. It's a jack-o'-lantern with a fucking light in it.
Yeah.
So it's a nice little jump scare. I think that one got me a little bit.
Yeah. But so yeah, they're going upstairs. They find Big John, Little John. This is where we confirm Little John's dead.
He posed them very nicely.
He did. Okay, so maybe kind of going back to the two old people. Maybe he was doing some artistic shit. I thought he was testing out knives.
But the way he displayed everybody on the playground.
Yeah.
And then the way he displayed the gay couple.
Yeah, maybe he's just being artsy. Michael's kind of cute.
Yeah, he recreated a picture that the gay couple had where one of them was laying on the other one's lap, and that's how he posed them while they were dead.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Very artsy.
But so yeah, no, Allison's inspecting the bodies, and then Cameron's walking throughout the house, and then he starts getting blood on him from the ceiling.
Yeah, because he focuses on the fucking closet, which I thought was a cool callback to the last movie. Because it's the same closet doors that Lori had in her house.
Yeah.
And it's oh, you're expecting somebody to be behind those doors, So I thought that was a cool. So he's focusing on these, and then the blood drips on his hand. He looks up.
Daddy.
His dad is chilling halfway out the attic door.
Bleeding out.
Out.
Fucking stupid ass Lonnie. But yeah, so he's dripping blood on his son, dead. And Michael, he was in that closet. And he fucking kicks that shit down, and he's like, it's time to die, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And Cameron gets fucked.
He gets stabbed a bunch of times, or a few times in the stomach.
He's getting gutted by Michael.
And Allison runs in there to try to save him. She's got this little shorty, the shorty shotgun or whatever. And Michael pushes that away to where she can't shoot him, and they're doing this little tussle.
And she grabs the knife out of... Earlier she grabbed the knife out of Little John's corpse.
Yeah.
And then she uses that to start kind of stabbing Michael in the stomach.
Yeah, she stabbed him once or twice.
She got him quite a few times, yeah. And then fucking Michael's like, fuck you, bitch.
Have you not learned?
And he's like, curb your temporary win streak. And then he fucking throws her downstairs and she breaks her leg.
And it's it makes the crack and she screams. I think she did really well on that one.
Yeah.
That one little scene.
So one thing that kind of got ruined for me, I learned that if you have a broken leg, right? Because was the bone sticking out of her?
No.
Okay.
We didn't really get to see that. We kind of saw like her leg bend and then like a crack.
Okay.
But I don't think the bone was sticking out.
Okay, but correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure if you have a broken leg, you're not standing, right?
Depends on where it's broken, but most definitely usually not. And it depends on like what part of her leg she broke, because like if she broke her femur, she shouldn't be like moving at all, like standing on one foot or anything, because like that shit will kill you.
Yeah, you got a lot of this shit there. But yeah, no. So she the reason I bring that up is because she stands up later and she's like chilling. But
Yeah.
you know, the continuity, whatever. Who cares? But yeah, no. So she gets thrown down the stairs and she looks up at Michael and she's like, "Hey, come fucking fight me." And he says no, and he just starts fucking beating the shit out of Cameron.
Beating the shit. Which I meant to ask you, because she says like, "Hey, come get me," or something like that.
Mm.
And it's not like a too terrible like long pause, but it's like a little bit of a pause where he's standing there like looking down at her. And I wanted to know if like Laurie did that in any of the past Halloween movies, because it kind of, to me, it felt like he like recognized that.
In terms of like the original Halloween, I mean, kinda, I guess. She kinda like yelled at him so that way he wouldn't go attack the kids, but...
Oh, okay. It just like, it kind of gave like he recognizes this, like he's heard that before type deal, so I didn't know if it had happened in like the old Halloween movie.
Yeah, but so... He's got Cameron, and he's got Cameron. He takes Cameron, and so you know how like stairs, or like if you're going upstairs there's like a railing, and then there's like a railing so you don't like fall down. It's like one of those houses that are 2 stories and there's like a railing. So he takes Cameron and he starts like smashing his head against the railing, and then he fucking breaks the railing.
Yeah. And he's like smacking fucking Cameron in between like the top railing and like the floor.
And he's going side to side. He's just like basically fucking...
And I think he like breaks his back. I think that's like the crack that we hear too.
Yeah, or something. He's alive for quite a while.
Yeah.
And he's just kind of like experiencing all this shit. I originally thought, and I've kind of been like talked out of it, I thought he was getting kind of like stabbed, because I mean like when you think about it, like if that wood is like getting actually pushed out.
Yeah. He could have been.
But he doesn't die from that regardless.
No, and like usually in most like movies or whatever, if you get stabbed like in the stomach or in the chest and you're like your mouth's open, you got blood coming out. His mouth was open, but it only had like spit coming out. That's why I think he wasn't stabbed, and he could have potentially walked away from that. I mean, way down the line.
Yeah, but
maybe not walking, rolling, but like
yeah, the man's fucking crippled. But yeah, no, he's getting fucking brutalized. And Allison can't fucking stop Michael because she's fucking like crippled. She just broke a leg, so she's just like sitting there watching, and then Michael's like, "Okay, I'm done with this fucking kid." And he gets halfway down the stairs, and then he looks back at Cameron, and he realizes Cameron's still alive. He's still breathing. And he fucking grabs his head and turns it all the way, not all the way around, but he like fucking snaps his neck. Cameron's dead as fuck.
Dead as fuck. And so now he focuses on Allison.
Yeah. Real quick though, with Cameron, you don't really like Cameron in this movie because he cheats on Allison in the first one. The 2018 Halloween 2018.
Yeah.
So his death is kind of like, you don't really care as much. He kind of deserves it. I mean, I don't think he deserves that.
No, but he's a piece of shit, and I don't think he deserves to be liked.
He does not deserve to be liked.
I'm doing research. Hold on.
Yeah, but he cheated on Allison in the first one, and he gets fucking... Michael Myers is mean in this movie. He gets fucked. He gets fucking beat down for a while.
I'm listening. Sorry.
But yeah.
Research.
So Michael's walking down the stairs, and as he's about to stab Allison, he's like within like poking distance of killing her with a knife. Judy Greer, Karen, Laurie's daughter, Allison's mom, walks in, grabs his mask, rips it off. You get to see his head, you get to see his face, but not really.
But that was after she stabs him in the back with a pitchfork.
Yeah, she stabs him in the back with a pitchfork. And they fucking have this little chase scene where the mom is like running through like the neighborhood, and she lures Michael into the town of people who want to fucking kill him and get revenge.
Yeah, so she's like, if you want your mask, you better come get it, whatever. And he's chasing her, and she like gets a good distance away, and then the next thing you know, he sees his mask laying on the ground. He walks over to it, and then it's like the lights hit him, and there's like people surrounding him. It's like everybody from the town that has band together, and they're there to fuck his shit up.
So Michael gets his ass absolutely fucking kicked.
Shot so many times.
He gets shot 6 times in the chest. He gets like beaten down by like a fucking wooden board.
Yeah.
He gets fucking stabbed multiple times. Does Judy, or I keep calling her Judy. God, I fucking love that actress. Does Karen stab him in the back of the head?
It looked like the nape of the neck. Like,
yeah.
Nape and neck area. It doesn't look like the back of the head.
But it's like right there, so definitely fucking getting him good. And basically the whole town is just kind of like watching, partaking, beating the shit out of him. And then
and they're like, oh, you know,
we killed Michael.
We killed Michael, so Karen obviously is going to run back to her daughter. And so they're chilling or whatever.
They're chilling on the porch.
Can't see this, by the way. They don't see like this whole thing happening.
Yeah. And we get a cut to Laurie Strode and Officer Hawkins in the hospital, and they're talking about how Michael is supernatural.
Unkillable.
Which,
I mean, like, I had questions about that because, like I said, never seen, like, the first Halloween movie. But I knew, like, he goes through too much shit for him to just be, like, a regular human.
Yeah.
He gets stabbed, he gets burnt, he gets all kinds of shit.
Yeah. The shit that they imply is the more he kills, the more he ascends.
Yeah.
So he claimed quite a bit of bodies in this one.
Mm-hmm.
So he is like laying there, and everyone's still kind of like beating up on him, but then he like twitches.
Yeah.
And he stands up and grabs the knife that Karen used to stab him, and he fucking
goes to town on a group of people.
He wins. He beats the town.
Yeah.
He beats the town because people didn't leave. People were still there.
Yeah.
He killed every single one of them, including Tommy motherfucking Doyle. Tommy Doyle's the last one he kills.
Yeah, which is just like definitely hammers home the whole supernatural thing, because like stabbing back of the neck, shot in chest 6
beating
times,
with a baseball bat, beating with the fucking wood shit, and then fucking he stabs Tommy in the fucking chest, like right below the heart, and then he takes the baseball bat and starts bashing his skull in, and that's the end of Tommy Doyle.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's the end of the movie.
So, while this is going on, you know, Karen is like walked upstairs. She's like looking out the same window that Michael looked out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And fucking, she's like just chilling, like looking out the window. And you think she's gonna like look out the window and see Michael, but Michael's supernatural. This confirms that he has teleportation, and he teleports behind her. It's not like in a cartoony way. He just kind of steps out from the darkness.
Yeah.
And he starts stabbing her, and Karen dies.
Yeah, it's like it goes like in between like her dying and like him like flashbacks or whatever, his sister dying. You notice that?
Yeah, it is paralleled exactly the same way that his sister dies in the first one, where he's stabbing her in the chest and stuff, and like Karen is dead, and I'm sad. Yeah. And that's how the movie ends.
That's how the movie ends. And I do have like a prediction for the next one, because like I said way earlier, I just want to say this now before I forget it. Allison leaves her grandmother the knife in the hospital, and she's still like asleep, and she has it like wrapped up in like a shirt or something. She lays it next to her grandmother, and then the mom, Karen, like picks up just like the shirt she thinks and throws it away. Cause she's like, oh, they let you just like keep your bloody clothes laying around. And then I'm saying all this to say that Lori eventually gets the knife, but she's still in the hospital. So I have a feeling that knife, which was fucking useless for the second movie, is gonna be needed in the third movie.
Yeah. I don't know. This whole experience was something. I will say that, like, kind of talking about it a little bit more, I'm still on the 8 out of 10, but I definitely now, kind of like going back over it, there are some things that I definitely disliked about this movie.
Really?
The subplot of the guy, kind of pointless. Yeah. I feel like a lot of the hospital scenes were just kind of filler.
The whole hospital scene, to me, was completely useless.
I would have just liked to see Michael kill a few more people.
Yeah,
but I think the body count was good enough.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And knowing that Lori is definitely, like, a main character, she's, like, the main person.
She got fucking sidelined this movie.
Yeah, she didn't do shit this movie. And, like, yeah, she was injured, whatever, but, like, she didn't do shit. Nothing. She stayed in that hospital and then, like, tried to get out of bed and got knocked out by a group of people back into her fucking bed, you know? So, hopefully, if there is another movie...
There is confirmed a sequel. This is Halloween Ends.
Yeah, in 2022.
2022.
So, hopefully she'll have a way bigger part in that movie. I mean, she has to.
Yeah, sidelining Jamie Lee Curtis.
Phenomenal actress.
The staple of Halloween. Her and Michael Myers are the two you don't fuck with.
She gets... That's one thing I definitely, like, the biggest thing and, like, the first thing that stuck out to me was how sidelined she got.
For sure. All in all, 8 out of 10. You definitely recommend watching this movie. I definitely want to see the third. We're definitely going to cover it, right?
Mm-hmm.
For fuck's sake.
Yeah, I still stick with my 8.5 just because I like psychological thrillers, and I really, sounds like fucked up to say, but I really enjoyed like the gruesome part of things. I don't know, I really...
Well, no, that's part of the horror genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this type of horror more than like paranormal stuff.
Yeah, me too.
So I really enjoyed it.
I think slashers are probably my favorite genre.
Yeah.
Alright, cool. I think that's going to wrap it up. Real quick, I wanted to say that next week we will be uploading the Mortuary Collection.
Yes.
We're going to finally have that out. That was supposed to come out last week, but due to some recording issues, it kind of got corrupted-esque. So we're going to fix that, and that'll be up next week. But yeah, and that is going to be audio only, so if you like seeing our beautiful faces next week, you're not going to be able to, because fuck you. We didn't have this set up until this episode, so... yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, next week, Mortuary Collection, and because I'm probably going to forget to edit it in next week, podcasts are going to be occurring every Friday.
Yes.
We will be uploading the Scaredy Cast every single Friday. So be on the lookout for that. And then yeah, after Mortuary Collection, it's gonna be House of Wax, which is a movie that you've seen. I had not seen it, so I don't know. I don't know what to expect. I haven't done any research into it whatsoever.
It's been a very long time since I've seen it, so who knows?
I saw Jared Padalecki's in it, and he's hot. So I'm gonna have.
They got a lot of yeah. I'm excited for that one. They got a lot of famous actors, actresses. I'm excited for that one.
Cool. Yeah, and then to kind of wrap up the Halloween schedule, I guess we're gonna do a special podcast on Halloween. So we're gonna be doing this every single Friday, except on Halloween, y'all are gonna get a bonus episode. So yes. Be on the lookout for that. That one's not gonna be movie themed. Yeah. This podcast is just kind of going to be whatever we want to make it. It's just horror. We talk about horror. It's not always going to be movies. But, the first 3, right? Yeah, first 3 are going to be movie. Halloween's going to be a little special one, and then the one after that. Who knows? We haven't done enough. I'm not planning that far ahead, okay?
No, that's way too far ahead.
I don't even know what I'm having for breakfast tomorrow.
You eat breakfast?
I'm not going to be able to, actually, because it's like, what, 2?
It's 3:43
It's 3:43 in the morning. We worked hard on this. Alright, so, with that out of the way, thank you guys so much for tuning in.
We'll see you next time.
Later.